StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Iaguz and Winter on King Sejong Station, the latter edition. In the bottom right side of the map, we have the purple Zerg player. It is Winter. Throwing out the have fun, good luck, good. And in the top left side of the map, we have the red Terran player. It is Iaguz. Alright, so this is a GM level ladder game sent to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com. Iaguz has played professionally. Winter as well, I think. I don't think any super major tournaments, but he has been around for quite a while, has quite a following, is a really skilled Zerg player, so this should be an excellent match. Iaguz is going for... there's the barracks. Refinery into barracks, though, so that's a very early refinery from him. Wonder what he's planning on doing. Maybe something weird. Maybe something weird. Meanwhile, Winter just going for that hatch first play here at 55 seconds. Nothing too strange about that one. Extractor's going to be next, and then a spawning pool as soon as he can. Yeah, this is interesting. I don't think this is going to be a Reaper play, just because your gas is a little bit later, if that's going to be the case. So we'll keep an eye on that barracks, see what comes out. We have the Reaper name list ready to go in case we need it. And is anybody worker scouting at this point? No. Nobody is worker scouting, because worker scouting is for noobs, apparently, according to some people anyway. And here we go. Barracks completing. Am I correct? This is not going to be a Reaper. Go! It is, in fact, a reactor. There we go. Reactor into the expansion. So no Reaper for us today. Unfortunately, Iaguz has not seen fit to grace us with the presence of a Reaper, which makes me very sad indeed. Spawning pool going to finish here for Winter. Overlord scouting out towards the middle. This Overlord taking a different path, perhaps. Going to scout potential fourth bases. Fourth bases by Iaguz when the time comes. I don't know. That's a weird angle for him to take. I'm not sure what the plans are there, but regardless, in factory on the way here for Iaguz. Reactor completing. Marines will start spewing forth momentarily. And indeed they are. Double pumping Marines, no big deal. So maybe this is just one of those very standard 5-minute 2 medevac plays we've seen from Terrans on the channel as of late. We'll watch for that one. Queens on the way, double queens on the way, and speed coming in too. Any lings? Yep, 4 lings. As is tradition, we have 4 lings sitting here, just waiting for a Reaper to come in. They're going to knock down these unbuildable plates. Again, the story goes, these plates are here because Protoss used to throw down 3 pylons at the bottom of Zerg's ramp and put cannons behind those, and it took forever for the Zerg to knock it down, and by that point, the Protoss had like 4 bases, and it was just a really easy win for a long time. Zerg players raged hard about that, so Blizzard said, unbuildable plates, nope. And, you know, you can destroy them if you want to later, but in the early game, they are not going to be viable. It looks like Iaguz took his out as well. Just avoids misclicks in the future. So Ling's heading out saying, I don't see a Reaper. I'm kind of lonely. We're kind of lonely. We want to know what's up. And the answer is Starport. The answer is Factory making a reactor that the Starport is going to steal. Ready, set, lift. There you go. Float on over. Get in there. That's so creepy looking. And land on the reactor. Double medevac. As soon as he can, as soon as he has the required minerals and gas, he will. But either way, Overlord sitting here in this traditional high location to look down upon the Terran army and see what is going on. 3 Marines heading out, then decide to head on back home. Third base just about complete here for the Winter. Is he making a lot of queens? Nope, 16 lings on the way. What? 16 lings? He's going to try to do something here. Or he'd better, or those are just wasted larvae. So, no baneling nest, right? He doesn't have one of those. No, he does not have a baneling nest. Oh, he's starting one now. But I feel like it's a little bit too late. These lings have to get stuff done now. 4 lings getting right on in, going after these SCVs. There are a handful of Marines, but I don't know if there's going to be enough. SCVs are dying. Marines getting chopped apart as well by these lings. Another Marine dies. Another SCV gets killed. More and more lings coming in. I don't think Iaguz was expecting this. Lings almost get inside the main. Oh, and the Marines all come back from their vacation to deal with the lings that are still here. Widowmine shot saves the day. 6 kills on that one. Widowmine. Lings still murdering SCVs, though. This natural is effectively shut down. Supply depots falling as well. Iaguz is not supply blocked yet, but I think with his other supply depot, he might be. Marines coming down this ramp trying to save the day, but the lings decide to retreat instead. That was a very, very nice early ling attack. I am partial to speedling attacks. I don't know what it is, killing this Overlord too. I just like it. I like lings. They're fast. They hit hard. They die quickly, though. You have to be careful with them, right? They're not just juggernauts out there. But boom, took out a bunch of SCVs, ended up killing 7 of them in this early game. Is really great. And income tab says 27 to 49 harvesters. What? Winter's at 49 harvesters after making 16 lings at that stage of the game. That's insane. All right, so he should be just fine. Overlord that took that weird scouting path up here towards the third base for Iaguz got burned out of the sky by the Marines. Or shot full of holes by the Marines, I suppose. Liberator coming out here for Iaguz, and his little drop essentially got shut down. They had to come back and deal with the lings. They had to play defense and deal with the lings, and now the attack is coming, but it's later. It is later, and there are banelings out. There are banelings out for Winter. Spore Crawler here in the natural mineral line as well, and any drops that attempt to come in here are going to have something of a hard time. Hellions moving in as well for Iaguz, trying to decide where they want to go. So it's 4 Hellions, a Liberator, and 2 Medevacs full of Marines, and a single Widowmine for Iaguz, as is tradition. That's not really tradition. That's kind of a weird thing. Liberator setting up here at the natural. Good pull by Winter. Oh, just kidding. Not a great pull by Winter. And then dropping down on the left side, coming in with the Hellions. Banelings, though, crashing on top of the Hellions. They are gone. Spore Crawler might take out this Liberator, forcing it to flee anyway. Already has 3 kills, dropping Marines in the back. Yep, not going to happen. Getting chased away there as well. And yes, Iaguz is rebuffed. Widowmine sitting here with 10 kills to its name. Are there Overseers on the map? There's not. There's one soon. And there it is. Wow. A lot of banelings exploding on that Widowmine. I'm not sure that was cost effective by Winter, but that's A-okay because he held that attack off like a pro. Like a pro. Spire on the way for Winter. Centrifugal or centrifugal hooks. You decide which one I said, because there is some disagreement about that in the comments. Liberator heading on down. Medevacs heading on down. Trying to see what they can do. Spire, they might cancel the Spire if they time this properly and come at it from the right angle, but I'm not sure that they are. Liberator setting it up. No Spore Crawlers here in the main. Oh boy, Winter. Get out of there, drones. Run for your lives. Focus down the Spire. Do it. Get the Spire. Trying to stutter step his way forward. No, that's not going to get the Spire. The big old surroundings on top of these Marines. A couple of them are left behind. But Liberators able to kill some stuff as they come on in here. I mean, that's a very dangerous zone for you to be in there, Winter. He really wants to get that Spire, I think. I really think he does. Maybe at least the spawning pool, I guess. Picking up. A couple Marines died. Queen's going to finish off this Liberator, finish off the Medevacs, it looks like is what they're going for. And Liberator still murdering stuff, finally gets taken down. Finally, the attack is in full retreat here for Iaguz. He did not take the spawning pool. He did not take the Spire, which I think he really would have liked to do. 6 workers killed by Iaguz. And it is 62 to 51 harvesters. So Iaguz was SCVing up in the midst of all that. Single ling here at the third base from Winter, taking out the SCV who's building that second refinery. And then gets roasted alive by some Hellions. So a lot of Hellions here from Iaguz. It's not a mech play necessarily. He's got a lot of Marines, but he's definitely got Cyclones, Liberators, and Hellions, which makes it look like something. The drop comes back in here for Iaguz. What are you doing, man? You crazy person. Mutas come flying in. A lot of Mutas come flying in. That's a lot. 10 Mutas. They're going to shut this down very easily. Medevac dies as well, and Iaguz is left without a presence in the bottom right side of the map. 4th base here for Winter, up and running. Starting to drone that one up as well. Creep Sword looking A-okay as well. And Cyclones for Iaguz. Is this test map? Let's take a look here. I don't know. Does this attack air? Yeah. Okay, so this isn't test map, but he's going Cyclone anyway. This is very interesting. Out of Winter. I don't know. Mutas killing some Marines, trying to fly in, create some harassment. A lock-on and a Liberator combination seems pretty good. Hurting the Mutas fairly well, killing a couple of them at least. And, alright, so Blue Flame Hellion, Cyclone Liberator. We're essentially meching right now is what's going on. Getting the Mag Field Accelerator, which increases the damage done by lock-on. Yeah, 400 plus 400 versus armored and shielded, right? Is that what that was? Some lings in here at the main base. Is that a drop? Yeah, that's a drop attempt, but the Blue Flame does pretty well there. Lock-on ability going to take out the Drop Lord as well. Nicely done, Cyclone. Lings sneaking into the third base while everybody is distracted elsewhere. And once again, nobody here to defend at all. Single Hellion, bunch more Hellions come in now to save the day. And they are going to roast them up, but this continued harassment by Winter seems to be continually happening. Not going to end anytime soon. 400 armored, 400, yeah. All right. What is it? So it does extra damage versus... Does it? No, it just finished. Crud. Whatever. It just increases the damage of lock-on. We're going to call it that. 30 Lings and 30 Banelings on the way for Winter. The Mutas here, too, getting chased away by the Liberators, by the missile turrets. Using lock-on ability on Lings. Don't see that every day, but hey, it works. It kills them, and that's pretty much all they care about. Income, 63 to 72 Harvesters. Winter is very happily where he's at. He's got his creep spread, he's got his Mutas, he's got his Lings, he's got his Banelings. And here comes the Mechan Terran, though. I don't know. Are these light? Nope, Cyclones are not light, so Banelings won't do a lot of damage to them, but I feel like Lings can handle them just fine, is the problem. Ling attack here from Winter, going to try to sneak on into the third base. Here they come. Big old wall of supply depots stopping that from happening, but they're going to wrap around anyway. Wrap around the Endless Pit and go right for the third. Hellions cleaning out more of those Lings. Lings getting inside this third base, just absolutely ravaging that mineral line. Only 12 workers killed so far, though. 12 is not much as I would have expected. Resources lost about 3,000 for the Terran, 5,700 for Winter. So he's being cost efficient here with his meching style. Seems to be working fairly well to this point. Lings Winter just abusing the immobility of this mech. Coming up, knocking down the supply depots that are creating the Great Wall of Supply Depot. Up by this third base. Iaguz says, I am so tired of this. I'm tired of playing defense. Let's do this thing. And he comes in to take out this fifth base attempt of Winter. Lings trying to knock down the supply depot while being repaired by SCVs. No, they're in! But 4 Hellions should be able to clean them out. No problem whatsoever. And here we go. Million Banelings crashing on top of the Hellions. No, Hellions are too fast. Blue Flame and I'm trying to split. Actually not doing too poorly here, but oh, that was a big hit. That was a big hit. Cyclones as well, trying to do what they can against these Lings. But again, the Ling surrounds are so good, but Lings are everywhere. Everywhere for Winter, inside the main base, inside the natural base, at the third base as well. He needs to make something happen with this army, or he is totally, completely dead at this point. Cyclones sitting here at the third base, trying to murder what they can. Lings popping out, drones popping out, trying to defend. Queen desperately trying to kill as many of these Liberators as she possibly can, but no, getting murdered. Lings eventually kind of getting cleaned out here. There are still some in the main, still some at the third base. Cyclones giving and destroying everything they possibly can. Doing great against these roaches with that upgrade. Trying to hit Queens, trying to kill Lings. 1 Cyclone ends up getting killed. Liberators and 2 Cyclones. There's all that is left here. More Cyclones and more Liberators coming right on into Winter's 4th base here. Oh, the drone massacre. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of dead stuff there. 71 workers killed by Winter, but 26 killed by Iaguz as well. Corruptors coming in, trying to deal with these Liberators. Lock-on ability from Cyclones. Extra damage versus Armored. And yes, takes that Corruptor down. So it's a very small army from Iaguz, but Winter scrambling to do stuff as well. Scrambling to get Lings out, scrambling to get Roaches out. This is going to be an intense few minutes here, ladies and gentlemen. Trying to take out that Baneling nest, that seems like a good thing. Again, Corruptors versus Liberators generally okay, but man, these Cyclones murdering them so fast with that lock-on ability. Roaches too are armored, and they end up getting killed as well. So Iaguz is sitting here between bases, coming right on in to this third base. There's an Ultralisk cavern that's complete, but I haven't seen any Ultras yet. Roaches trying to deal with these Hellions. The Hellions do have +2 armor and Blue Flame. They're starting to get murdered here. Banelings, or not Banelings, Broodlings fighting as well. All that's left are just a few Hellions, more Hellions coming on in, trying to deal with this 4th base at the same time. It's 45 to 41 total supply. Liberator has 32 kills before he gets taken out of the air here by this Queen. Amazing job. 3rd base in shambles for Iaguz, though. Yeah, I don't know that Cyclones are that great against Zerg. I'm really not entirely sure if that's the case here. So income tab is 4 Harvesters to 21. What? 71 and 54 workers killed. Winter has killed more, but it's not like Iaguz's economy is super healthy either here. Cyclones taking out Roaches that are trying to come in by themselves. More Roaches, more Ravagers as well, taking that less damage from the lock-on ability. SCVs trying to repair the burning remains of this 3rd base. Mules are down. Hellions just walking right in to this 5th base and roasting up the drones who are fighting for their own lives. You don't do that. No, don't do that. 15 workers left for Winter. That's what we're looking at right now. Ravagers, Roaches trying to do what they can. Baby Ursadak sitting over here, ugly as sin. Little ugly guy. Hellions trying to sneak on up and do what they can, but again, Roach seems like a pretty good idea. Roach Ravager out of Winter in response to this seems good. I mean, everything is just, it's all on fire. I mean, not literally for Winter, right? Because Zerg buildings don't burn, but man, everything's bleeding, missing bases here, trying to make some more lings as Winter. He's not even really trying to replace his economy. He's up to 17 harvesters. Of course, Iaguz has 4, which is also very bad. They're kind of limping along. I mean, Winter has this little tiny ragtag army of Ravagers, Roaches, and Lings, which has got to be, I mean, yeah, like 12 units, including the Lings here. So he's going to try to move out at some point. The Ravagers, again, a better choice against the Cyclones than the Roaches are, so that makes sense to spend some resources on that. Hellions running around, Hellion hit squad, trying to run for their lives. And more Cyclones here, though, using that lock-on ability, chasing, but not as fast on the creep as the Zerg units are. So good micro here from Winter. Corrosive Bile killing his own creep tumor. Ouch. That's okay. There's another one right next to it. Should be able to perform the same thing. Lings trying to sneak into this third base once again. They're going to get all these mules. The mules try to run. It doesn't matter. They're going to expire anyway. And the Lings recognize that. They're going to head on out. So here comes a push from Iaguz. Corrosive Biles landing and no, actually missing there. Can he do this thing with the Cyclones? Banelings trying to get hits. Pretty good splits out of Iaguz, but the Lings, I just feel like the Lings are the problem. Drones forced to fight for their lives as well. Can Winter hold this? It looks like he possibly can. One single Hellion remaining. He has 2 kills to his name, but he gets absolutely wiped out there. Winter desperately hanging on with his workers. He's got 7 drones remaining. Holy crap, this is absolutely down to the wire here. More Cyclones coming in, clearing out the Lings, and Winter retreating. Neither of these players have an army big enough to really do anything, but that's why it works. That's why it works. Ravager killed by lock-on. Creeps to red, being prevented by destruction of a creep tumor. Chasing in is Iaguz. There are a few Hellions here versus a few Lings, a few Roaches, 2 Roaches, and a Ravager. This looks like an early game more than anything else. Winter has some Lings here in the natural base, killing the remaining SCVs. What is left here for Iaguz? He's out. He is out of SCVs right now. Lings clearing out the mules as well. Hellions trying to clear out the Lings, but no, they're too fast. They are too fast, but getting caught at a good angle, actually, and killing one of them, which is fantastic. So this game is bonkers. Here he comes again. Iaguz with the Cyclones, with the Hellions. Can he make Cyclones work in StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void? He's trying. He's doing his very best here. And here it is. Again, just a small group of ragtag Lings and Roaches and Ravagers trying to lock on as best they possibly can. Clearing out the Lings is a good choice here. Lock on being used on the Roaches. Hellions as well, trying to do it. Getting right up on top of those Cyclones, though, is Winter. Burning them out. Hellions so bad in this situation, but it's all he can really do. Cyclone, final Cyclone here with 6 kills to his name. He looks mad. He wants to kill more stuff. He has the lock-on ability ready to go, and he's using it on that Roach. Can he help with this remaining Ravager? There are 6 Lings on the way. Iaguz is down to 6 total supply. Lings clearing out that remaining Cyclone, and that is it. A good game. Good game out of Iaguz. Iaguz is defeated, and Winter is victorious in one of the weirdest games of StarCraft 2 I have ever seen. Iaguz tried really hard to make that work, you guys. Tried so hard to make the Cyclone Hellion Liberator strategy work, but Winter had the right answer, man. It's Lings, it's Ravagers, it's Roaches to a certain extent to deal with the Hellions, and then you're pretty much going to be okay. I mean, it was close, right? Winter didn't have anything left. He had 7 drones, 9 Lings, and a Roach. That's it. That is all he had, but the continuous Ling counterattacks were amazing from Winter. I almost feel like, I don't know, would it have made more sense for Iaguz to go for planetary fortresses at his bases instead of orbital commands, just because it would have helped with the Ling counterattacks extraordinarily well. And that orbital command has 5 hit points remaining, and that would have freed him up to actually do a lot more damage with his army when the time comes. So I don't know. Hard to say with hindsight, but it sure seemed like maybe that would have been a better choice. But man, Cyclones almost won a game, you guys. Almost won. How's that? Be proud. Be proud of the Cyclone. All right. So that's it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself. Patrons! Nicholas Cheek, Sean Govin, Nick Riley, Josh Cornelius, Jin, Robert Farmer, Kayan, Matt Meermans, Hakon Marcus, Christopher, Alex Coffey, Ben Raboyne, 19 Day, Kith Garlow, Alexander Canaras, Complex, Ian Westbrook, Michael McIntosh, Sam Estagoy, Bo Brissett, Kale Anderson, Trevor Smith, Menhadin, GMP, Sik Kupata, Pedro Batsaris, Michael Wellen, Plaid, Henry Cooper, Clayton Knight, Jan Kodera, Kevin Chang, Rajiv Bhatt, link at the top right. Thank you. Bye.